Hello guys, welcome back to Casino Quest here. My name is David. What I'm gonna do is we've had a lot of people come in and request the triple luck system at different units. I started out the other day doing it at $5 units. Today I'm gonna do it at $10 units, realistically. If you're on the strip on the weekend, you're gonna find mostly $10 tables, in fact, probably $15 tables. So this is a more realistic sort of system. Now we're eventually going to roll out $3 system. We're going to roll it out at all the increments: $3, $5, $10, $15, $25, and we've even had a crest to show this system at $100. So we're going to start rolling these out every week, so you guys will be able to put this together and see it. And if you happen to be a Patreon fan, on Patreon, on the $10 tier, we're going to have, I'm going to write this up. I actually have this as part of my Dice Master class, and I'm going to include like an instructional sheet, like a guide. Like we have our Blackjack strategy guides, and I'm going to roll out the triple lucks on that in written form that you guys can print out at home and bring with you or reformat it, whatever you want to do. So basically what it does is it lays out all of these pressing, exactly what you need, what unit you're going to go to, etc., etc. And we're going to do that. We're going to start doing that, making that available to our Patreons or cheat sheets, whatever you want to do. I used to go to the casino when I used to play, take a little cheat sheet. I had it like embossed. You might have seen other players do this. I know a lot of dealers see players that come up with their units. So here we are. We're just going to start at $64 across. And the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to prove the system. So we're going to lay out two different bettors. This is our presser. This is our normal presser. And behind that, in the back, we are going to put another $64 across. This is the power presser. So the first thing we want to do is prove the system, right? We want to make sure it works and makes sense. So the idea is you want any three numbers, it doesn't matter what numbers roll, and then you collect that bet and you essentially pay for your investment. So 3 hits, pay for your investment. The goal is to come in with enough of a bankroll to buy yourself enough shooters around the game. So for example, obviously 64, let's say you're in 65, let's say $70 a hand. If you're coming with 350, you're buying yourself maybe 5 shooters. If you're coming in 700, you're buying yourself 10 shooters, and so on. My system is all based on the money. So the strategy is actually very easy. It's just about power pressing and taking advantage of that one hot hand that you see at a table. In my experience as a dealer for a very long time, the only people I've ever seen really cash out are people that have played these types of systems. The first time I came across someone who got there was a gentleman who cashed out $400,000 on a $500 buy-in. It was an hour-long hand and literally went straight up. I mean, he was calling it out, power press, use all the money, this type of thing. I was a relatively new dealer, so this is a new sort of experience for me. And it was the first real money I had seen on the game, you know, where someone literally went to $1,000 table maximum. Up to that point, I've been dealing a lot of bird games, 25-cent tables. You didn't see that very often. You saw like greens and things like this. But that was the first time I was introduced to someone who, you know, really went for it. So you end up being in a crap table for a long time, right? A lot of us will come in, have some fun, buy in for a couple $100, but ultimately crap tables are going to beat you. There's not a lot of working strategies that deliver, you know, results consistently, right? Some people will argue with me. There's a lot of setters out there. We've had some people here play systems that seem to work for them, and that's great. This type of system is to literally get out, to take advantage of a roll, a long roll, optimize that roll, and get out literally forever. So the last time I played dice at the Grand Casino, I cashed out $24,125, haven't played since. I got out of dice. That's how I see it. Blackjack still owes me a ton of money, but dice, sort of good to go. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We have $64 across in front. We have $64 across in back. The front person is the presser, regular presser. Back system is the power presser. I'm not putting a same better because if you same bet the system all day, you're just there to have fun, grind out a little win, maybe you lose, maybe you don't, and that's great. If you're just coming up to a dice game because you love dice, you love to play, that's fantastic. This system is really built around the people that, you know, want to come, want to hit big. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put $64 here for the presser, and this represents their buy-in. So I'm going to show you how the math works. So there's $64, okay? This is each of these people's investment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take from those piles or add to those piles as we go forward. Now, the number doesn't matter, okay? And the one caveat to this system that I will tell you is sometimes I don't play the point, whatever the point is. I'll only go in 54 across, for example. If the point's 8, 6 or 8, I'll do 52 across, this type of thing. And I'll also mitigate if my bankroll is smaller, I'll stick to inside numbers. So for example, the point is 9, I may go 34 inside or 44 inside, this type of thing. You follow? So ultimately, it's all about what your threshold is. Less money, less investment. That's the idea. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna take one number. As you know, 6 and 8 is the same payout, pays 7 to 6. 5 and 9 pays 7 to 5. 4 and 10 pays 9 to 5. And thankfully here in Vegas now, they're auto buys. So once they get to like even 10 can be an auto buy at some places, but at 20, auto buy, we don't use buy buttons. We take the commission out automatically and we move forward. Okay, so we're gonna start with the 8, okay? We're gonna start with the 8, because if it works on the 8 and we prove it on the 8, it works for all the other numbers because they pay better, they need less of an investment. All right, so here we go. You ready? First hit, we're gonna keep track. We're gonna use some buttons here. Hit number 1. So the 8 hits, pays $14, right? The presser is gonna press, get $2 back, go to 24. It's gonna get $2 back. So I'm gonna take $2 off their investment pile, right? So now they're only in $62. The power presser is gonna go, instead of just going to $24, it's gonna throw in $10 and go to $36. So there we have $36, okay? So I'm gonna add $10 to the investment pile of the power presser. So the power presser is now in 36 bucks, okay? The next hit, I now have $24 on the 8, right? So the next hit pays 28. So the presser is gonna just press, right? It's gonna get $4 back, and now he has a $48 8, $4 back, okay? So I'm gonna take $4 out of their investment. So I'm gonna take a nickel, put back $1, and now $58 is their investment, okay? The power presser gets $42. And for you dice dealers out there, you know that this makes it very easy for the dealer. All the way up, you got 78 bucks, very easy. So we'll convert that. Now, on the next hit, this is the third hit, remember. So the first hit, we press this bet from 12 to 24. The second hit on to 48, and now this is the triple X. So this is the hit that we take. The third hit on the 8, we're gonna take this bet, right? So in front, this person gets $56, okay? 56 bucks, okay, for this bet. So we're gonna go ahead and take the same bet, okay? We're gonna take $56 out of the investment. So this person is still in $2, okay? The regular presser is still in $2, but they're looking pretty good. They've got most of their money back, and they have a $48 8 poised to win, right? The 8 here pays $91, right? 78 pays $91. And we're now up, power presser is up $17. But more importantly, $78 8 ready to go, ready to take advantage of the roll. Within 3 hits, we're out. We've made a bit of a profit. We've made our investment back. Now, even if it should 7 out at this point, we've paid for another shooter. So that's the idea, to get out of the roll enough time so that you pay for enough shooter. Hopefully you don't have 0.7, like 10 times a row, whatever the case is. We have seen that, obviously. The idea is to buy yourself enough shooters around the table to get to that one shooter that's gonna roll even a little hand. All they really need to do is roll a few numbers, right? Even if they roll lots of 8s or lots of 9s or lots of 10s, whatever it is, we don't care what the number it is as long as it's the same number, right? So now people ask me, there's another system I'll introduce later where you can power press both numbers, both 6 and 8, both 5 and 9, this type of thing, and sort of, that way you're not so focused on one number. But me personally, I go with the flow. If someone seems to be rolling, if you guys have been at dice tables, in my opinion or my experience, I see like it goes in sort of waves, you know what I mean? You follow sort of how the table's cold, table's hot, this type of thing. And then you see a lot of one number. You'll see a lot of 4s come up, whatever it is, in someone's roll. So I just sort of go with the flow. Now, the other question I get asked a lot is, do I bet the pass line? I never bet the pass line. I'm not a very good shooter. I avoid the pass line. Sometimes I will take some of my extra bets and I will add it to the line. If I don't have the point bet, I will then add a place bet on the line and start adding to that with my change and just sort of stack it up with my singles, whatever I'm getting as change. Now from here, I'm gonna show you these later. We're gonna start with this. There's now, the rest of the system is literally like, okay, where do I go with the 78? You can get to table limit very quickly. From here, you need basically 4 more hits or 3 more hits, depending upon what the table limit is, to get to table limit. When I see purple, $500 check, I take the first purple one. You start seeing purple on the game, $500 checks, that's a good time to take a same bet, or maybe just to press it a little bit, something like this. It's hard to resist. Obviously, this system requires quite the commitment. You know, you gotta be willing to stay in so you can tap out, but there's nothing that says you can't take some money along the way, of course. Now, back to the pass line thing. So what I do when I say that go for the flow is, so for example, if someone should hit this point and now we're coming out all over again, I just leave my bets off. I realize I'm missing an opportunity to have a number rolled, but ultimately, again, I want to go with the flow of the game. If this is a hot shooter, maybe they're going to roll a lot of 7s, 11s on the come out roll, get those out of a system, and then, you know, come out on a point, whatever it should be. I always go to the comparable point. Let's say, for example, 8 is the roll, okay? If we came out on the 8, I would then take this money, I would move this big one to the 6, and then I would go, you know, $10.09 type of thing, and I would get that change back. You follow? So this is the introduction to this system. This is just proving it to show you how it works, that third number, and we don't care what third number. It could be 3 9s, 3 10s. You saw it work on the 8. You saw how this person is up 17, the power presser with the $78 8, right? Poised to win. This person's still in the tank, $2. Not out of the system. They're still poised to win to some degree. Another 8 obviously would be helpful, but they're 1 or maybe 2 hits away from getting to table limit, depending upon how they press this game. So that's it. That's the introduction to the $10 triple Lux that proves the system. So what we'll do is we'll prove it first, right? We'll show you the 3 hits on every number, and then we will then, you know, start adding to that, and we'll start sort of building it up. But we're slowly going to introduce this as a new series, kind of, you know, move you guys along. And so hopefully you'll come down to Casino Quest and try it out with us here at the fashion show on the Las Vegas Strip. And we look forward to that. All right, so here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back this up. I'm going to go back to 64 so you guys can see it on the other numbers. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take down this back. We're just going to do the power press. So I proved it to you in front, all right? There's no need to go to the 5 and 9. If it works on the 6 and 8, it works even better on the 5 and 9 than 4s and 10s, obviously. 4s and 10s, you get there very quickly. On the 9, so 9 hits. Obviously, a lot of you guys have seen this before. You throw in $1, goes straight to $25, right? From here, pays $35. We're going to go to $60. We're just going to use it all up. And the terminology, by the way, is just to press it all, use it all, go to 60. I will tell the dealer what I want to go to so that there's no confusion. So for here, I would say instead of just going to 50, I'm going to go to $60, okay? Now this bet then pays $84, same bet, right? I got $60 poised to win. You see how much better it is in terms of the payout? You're getting $84. So 70 and 14, $84. Next up, let's do the 10, okay? So the 10, many casinos now pays 19 because they do an automatic buy. Here you can throw in $1, go to a $30 buy. So that's hit number 1. Hit number 2, obviously 60. They're gonna charge you $2. You can go to $90. And then from here, you're getting 180 for $3, $4. So there it is. That's the triple on both of those. So that's the introduction to the 64 across. Those are the 3 hits to collect. So remember, any third hit, I collect on the number. So whatever it is. So if the 9 hits and the third hit, I collect that one. If the 6 hits, the third hit, I collect that one. Unless I'm ahead and I've experienced some rolls, then I'll just collect on the first one that hits the 3 times, and then let the other ones just go to table limit, basically. Collect my first purple, and then just move on. So we're gonna introduce this slowly. We'll roll it out progressively. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Can't wait to show you some more. Take care and see you soon. Bye.